follows Jesus, no church that follows Jesus Christ would ever go.
That's what I identify as.
Okay.
I do.
But yeah, uh,
Okay.
you to discuss this issue. Just give me a second.
I joined the Black Hebrew Israelites because I was biblically illiterate. And then I read the Bible, and then I left the Hebrew Israelite Church.
Jesus belongs to Africa as much as he does to Europe and Asia. And Jesus was not a white man like me, nor was he as black as some of you. We don't know what the color of his skin, but it must have been a dark color like the people of his day, because he was a man like them. Don't ever say it's a white man's religion or a black man's religion. It's a world religion. He belongs to the world. Jesus belongs to Africa, to Europe and Asia. Jesus belongs to the world.
Sir, I don't use Strong's Concordance. I teach Hebrew. See, I'm sorry. Strong's Exotic Concordance is not an inspired source. It's very dated, and I'm sorry, but anyone who's dependent upon that is going to stumble many, many times. It's just, I just highly recommend to you actually learning the language. It would help a lot.
God has answered your prayer. You said, why doesn't he send the Spirit of truth? He did. He sent Jesus. And when Jesus left, he sent the Holy Spirit, according to John 13 through 15. So what you're asking for, God has done in the person of Jesus. And guess what? How did the world receive Jesus, Sonetta? They didn't receive him. They crucified him. And if they could, a lot of them would crucify him again. Hear what you're saying? But he's done it. And that's the beauty of Jesus, is he's saying, you deserve judgment. I'll take the judgment. So the Son takes the judgment that we all deserve. That's the beautiful thing, Sonetta, because none of us can pay for our own sin.
Jesus belongs to the world.
Welcome, ladies and gentlemen, to Street Apologist Live. I'm your host, Vocab Malone. How you doing? It is late night. I know it's late night. It's just the way things go sometimes as far as when we're able to do it. But I'm glad you're here either way. My name is Vocab. Didn't I already say that? Yeah, I'm a countercult specialist in the urban apologetics arena. And I'm glad to have you. This is a show where we serve the underserved and look into the overlooked. And tonight we're going to talk about some apologetic tips and pointers from a Christian perspective about how to leave a cult. You're trying to leave a cult, especially one of the cults that we deal with a lot, like an IUIC. And we're going to talk about how to help people do that, or if you're in one, some tips about that practical biblical show, just to give some advice out there on this. And so let's see what people have to say already. We already have comments, and by the way, the link is in the live chat. You can come and join, and you can give your perspective. So Vincent, if you'd like to come up, you can come and talk, and we can briefly talk. You don't have to stay long. But you could just talk a little bit and share your perspective. The link's right there on the screen and pinned at the top there. He says, why does he always bring up IUIC? Vocab is a hater. Well, so Vincent, one thing that's interesting about what cult groups do is they label people who disagree or have criticism for the group. So within Scientology, some of you have heard about this idea of a suppressive personality, an SP. I wonder if AI knows about that. Let me see. According to Scientology, what is a suppressive personality?
Do you want me to use ChatGPT to answer that?
Yes. Oh, it's not doing it. Hey, what's a suppressive personality according to Scientology?
In Scientology, a suppressive person is someone viewed as harmful to the well-being and progress of others, particularly in relation to spiritual growth within Scientology. SPs are considered to be highly negative individuals who actively oppose or undermine Scientology's beliefs, practices, or its members. They are seen as sources of conflict and trouble, and members are often encouraged to minimize or cut off contact with them to maintain personal and organizational harmony.
You see that? I just give that as one example. Every unhealthy religious group has these terms that they just automatically label people to try to make cult members afraid of them and to not want to have to deal with them. So Vincent W. is giving his version, I'm a hater. I'm just a hater. So that's why I always bring up IUIC. It can't be that I have legitimate criticism of them. It can't be that they have legitimate things that are wrong with the organization. I must be a hater. This is sort of low-level cultic tactic, but the Scientology one's a more well-known one within the field of cultic studies, the idea of a suppressive personality. See, even the name is bad, but what happens is members who are in the group, they can use this as shorthand. So they'll say, oh, he's an SP. They'll say it like that. You see what I'm saying? And so you have a way to kind of automatically label people that are critical. Now, think about how unhealthy Scientology is if you know anything about it. Is a person who is critical of the group actually a suppressive person who's trying to stop people's growth and well-being? No, it's actually quite the opposite. In fact, most born-again Christians would be understood as SPs in relationship to Scientology, right? People who are rational would. Just kind of a joke there. But you get that kind of thing. So we kind of have that right there in the live chat as well. You know what I mean? KDP says one of the coolest intros. All right, appreciate that. But we all got to give all the credit to Sunday Vibes, a.k.a. Terry Thompson, for bringing the fire. He brought the fire. And then we have Henry Roth. He says, good evening, Vocab Malone. Pray that God gives you patience and compassion because you need it. And I'm thankful for you that you do this. May God bless you and yours. Hey, thank you. I appreciate that very much. Thank you. Appreciate that very much. The Spirit of Yah says, how to leave the cult of Christianity would be a great topic. Okay, we'll come on and share your perspective. You can come on in. The link is right there. And so you can give that perspective. If that's your perspective, I'd like to hear it. I'd want to know, how do you define cult? And why do you say that Christianity should be understood to be a cult? I would love to hear your understanding of that. Because what I find is a lot of cult-affected persons, like yourself, it sounds like, what they do is they don't really understand what's happening, so they just mirror it. They just turn it around. So they haven't looked into cultic studies or anything like that, almost never. But what they end up doing is just saying, well, your group's a cult. How about that? Your group's a cult. You're going to call us a cult? Your group's a cult. But very rarely do they have any ability to find or have looked into any use of the word or what it would mean. They've just never done that. That's just what they don't do. Now, I have a couple posts upon this on my community post on my YouTube feed, so check that out. Hey, shout out Truth Defenders. How you doing, man? It's good to see you. Yo, don't give away any details, Truth Defenders, but are you going on that trip? Are you going on that trip, Truth Defenders? Vincent W. says, Vocab, why don't you talk to me directly? I'm directing you. I'm addressing you directly, and I said you can come on. So, he doesn't bring up no other group but IOIC. guys, is that true? Now, do I bring up IUIC more frequently than other Hebrew Israelite groups? No doubt about that. Why? Because they're the biggest. It's very simple. It's not a mystery. It's not any kind of secret or anything like that. They're the biggest group. If I was doing this back in 2005, if I could do something like this, I would be bringing up ICGJC. I would mainly be going after ICGJC. And guess what? My old-time apologist buddies who were doing stuff on message boards back in the day, guess what the main group they were doing their attacks on, theological attacks, was with ICGC because they were the biggest one at that time. Lawrence Reynolds says, hey, Vocab, hope you're having a good night. Kind of surprised we already have some of the HIs in the chat right off the bat. Out of curiosity, did IUIC mention you by name during their Hater Awards? Yes, I won an award. We actually did a show on that. It was a pretty funny show. We played some clips. That Hater Awards thing they did was pretty well done. I mean, it had entertainment value. I think I enjoyed the Hater Awards that they did. It had some entertainment value, and so it was pretty good. Yasha ben Yishrael, Israelite thought, I don't think you need assistance. Just go. I have Pentecostal origins. Nothing holds you more than Pentecostalism and Jehovah's Witnesses. Nate drew from his Pentecostal origins. Just go. Okay, I see we got someone. I'm going to bring you on in a second. Okay, so let's talk about that real quick. I'm going to address this. Then I'm going to bring you on, Ja. I'm going to bring you on. I'm setting it up right now. Is that true that you don't need assistance? Just go. All the studies and research and anecdotal evidence even has shown that's not true. It's rare to find a cult-affected person who is able to leave an unhealthy group without serious mental and emotional scars. And so they do need help in the transition phase, number one. But even prior to that, some people were in a group and they want to go, but they don't have anyone there for them. Because a true cult, Yasha, a true cult, what they do is they cut you off from the outside world. And since they cut you off from the outside world, when you want to leave, you don't have anyone to help you. And so you do need help. I don't know why you would say that. We're supposed to be like the paraclete in the sense of the Holy Spirit who comes alongside and he comforts. So we want to do that. Yeah, Yosef Israel, same thing. How do you leave the cult of Christianity? Okay, tell me how you define cult. The name calling of just saying Christianity is cult doesn't really hurt us, but do you understand what a cult is? And if you do, then let's talk about what a cult is and why you say it that, unless you just are saying that to talk. Abu says, Reno says Abu was given ICGJC hell back then. You're right, so much so that he chased them off the internet. They closed down and got all insular. They used to be real public. No doubt about that. Putting your comment on the screen while I bring up the first guest to discuss this issue. Just give me a second here.